The World Cup just got 16 teams bigger, and almost nobody can explain how the bracket actually works now. For 24 years, the World Cup ran the same way. 32 teams, 8 groups, clean, simple. Everyone understood it. That's gone. This year it's 48 teams, 12 groups, 3 host countries, and an entire knockout round that didn't exist before. Sounds chaotic. It kind of is. But by the end of this video, you'll understand it better than most people watching the actual games. The big jump. FIFA didn't just add a few teams. They went from 32 to 48. That's the biggest expansion in World Cup history. Why? More countries get a shot. More fan bases get to watch their team on the biggest stage. And not coincidentally, more games means more broadcast money. FIFA isn't shy about that part. In theory, this is great for global football. In practice, it means the tournament you grew up watching just changed shape completely. 3 hosts, 1 tournament. For the first time ever, 3 countries are sharing hosting duties. The USA, Mexico, and Canada. All 3 got an automatic spot in the tournament. No qualifying needed. You know the type of country that gets annoyed about that. They didn't even earn it. Maybe. But hosting 3 nations across one tournament is its own logistical nightmare. So let's call it even. The group stage. Here's where people start getting lost. 48 teams split into 12 groups. Letters A through L. 4 teams per group. Each team plays the other 3 in its group, once each. 3 games minimum, guaranteed, no matter how bad you are. Win, lose, or draw, you get your 3 matches. This sounds simple. It isn't, because of what happens next. The number that breaks people's brains, 12 groups times 4 teams equals 48. But only 32 move on. So how do you cut 48 down to 32? The top 2 teams from every group go through automatically. 12 groups, 2 each, that's 24 teams. Here's where it gets interesting. The other 8 spots go to the best third-place teams across all 12 groups, ranked by points, then goal difference, then a few tiebreakers nobody memorizes until it actually matters. So a team can literally finish 3rd in their group and still make the knockouts. You could draw all 3 games, finish with 1 point a match, and still sneak through if the other groups were weak enough. That's not a hypothetical. That's the actual rule. The round that didn't used to exist. In the old 32-team format, the top 16 teams went straight into the round of 16. Done. Now 32 teams make it out of groups, which means there's a whole new round before that. The round of 32. It didn't exist until this tournament. So the path to the trophy is now 1 full game longer than it used to be. Win your group? You still play 7 games to lift the trophy instead of 6. That's an extra 90 minutes of pressure nobody had to deal with before 2026. Why? This actually matters on the pitch. This isn't just a numbers thing. It changes how teams play. When a 3rd-place finish can still save you, teams have less reason to go all in on every group game. A cautious draw might be just as useful as a risky win. Some critics think that waters down the intensity of the group stage. Others think it just rewards teams for surviving a brutal group instead of punishing them for it. Either way, the group stage you remember, where one bad result meant you were out, that pressure just got dialed down. The bracket simplified. Once you're through the chaos of groups and 3rd-place rankings, it actually gets easy again. Round of 32, then round of 16, then quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final. Straight knockout from there. Lose once, you're gone. No more math, no more rankings, just win or go home. So really, the confusing part is only the first half of the tournament. The back half is exactly the World Cup you already know. So here's the 1-sentence version. 48 teams get squeezed down to 32 through a mix of group winners and the best of the rest. And then it's a normal knockout bracket from there. Now that you know the format, here's the real question. Does a bigger World Cup mean better football, or does it just mean more games that don't matter until the very end? You're about to find out in real time. If this helped the format finally click, you know what to do. Subscribe, because there's a lot more about this tournament that nobody's bothering to explain.